Thank you very much for the question. The capability of the police in any country worldwide depend on the building of the capacity by the states. And you know that the role of the police in any state, in any country, is to manage, control, law and order. And these ones are the basic role that are played by the security organs in a country, because without a proper organized police, definitely you will have chaos in any country. But as you asked me, it is the role of the government of South Sudan and on the ministry that I'm now leading, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, that we build a capacity that will suit the situation in South Sudan. So building the police here differs with the police in Paris, in London, in Johannesburg. Depending on the situation on the ground, then you have to build that police so that it suits the situation and the need of the people. Now in South Sudan, given the background where we came from, the war, we are 5+ years since we signed the peace agreement. And that one has to be safeguarded by a proper organization of the organized forces led by the police itself. So in South Sudan, the police that we have at the moment is drawn from different backgrounds. There is the one that was trained by the government of Sudan in the government-controlled towns when we were fighting, and the other element from the fighting background of the SPLA, plus the rest, being made together. And with this, you need to harmonize the training and even the capacity so that they can actually do a policing which will actually be working using one language. So that thing is in the pipeline, is being done, and so far we are okay. But on top, we are also building the new police force, means recruiting new recruits, and they are being trained. And as I'm talking to you now, we have 6,000 new recruits drawn from a literacy background. I mean those who have completed secondary schools, those who have diplomas, and those who have also degrees. It's meant to have an informed police that will be able to interact with all the walk of life, means foreigners coming into South Sudan will have no problem interacting with the police. And this is what is required. So we are in the right direction, and we believe that we will deliver.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, finally, sir, while we don't want to take most of your time, is that, will you tell what you've said is very good, but the fear that people have out of this country is that your police force is really not yet prepared to handle a post-conflict country. That is why here there is almost often conflicts or chaos. What do you say of those people who feel that the perception without is that it is really chaotic and nothing seems to be functioning? And what assurance can you give them?
Well, it depends on those who make the analysis and perception outside the Sudan. Basically, when you are outside Sudan or outside South Sudan, you will be given a picture as if South Sudan is boiling, is on fire. But that is wishful thinking from people who are wishing us bad luck. It is not a benchmark for any new states that you should emerge with a degree of more than 80% of an organized police. It is understandable that this stage where we are passing through, or these phases that where we are passing through in Southern Sudan, every country has gone through it, including the United States of America, and even France, and all those first countries. They have gone through it. Now the assurance that we fought the first war of 17 years, and we managed it, and we signed an agreement in 1972, and we went through governance of 11 years, then revert back to war again in 1983. We fought for 21 years. You can imagine somebody who is committed, determined to embark on this dangerous business of war, because you can undertake any business, but not war. It is a very serious business, but once you have taken that option of embarking on war to resolve a problem that has really been a problem on you, means that you have the commitment, means that you are determined, means that you have the capacity of presenting yourself and even delivering services. So my assurance to the people outside there is that let them come and see by themselves As you are in Juba and you have been moving, as you said, you have interviewed the governor of Western Equatoria, and you can move all over the Sudan, and South Sudan in particular. You will never relate the scene or what you are seeing in South Sudan to what is being said about us outside. I would simply say, those who are saying that South Sudan would be a failed state, these are people who have their own agenda, and they should have it because that's the way they have a frame of mind. But for those of us who are sitting in these facilities, and you have seen our office, unfortunately you have not seen my office, but hopefully you might have seen some of the offices. These are not facilities being set up by a group of people who are not committed and who are not determined to do what is required of them by the people. Our people have suffered, and we have lost life. We have not lost dollars, we have lost life, and this is the only thing, the final thing that you lose when you are determined to achieve an objective of this nature. So I want to assure the rest of the people who have not been to Southern Sudan that for them to be rest assured, it will be good for them to come, because for them to listen to us, or to listen to you, as you have come to Southern Sudan, it will read as if they are reading books or novels in Europe. The best is for them to come, let them have a look at the situation, and they will be convinced that we are people created by the same God, look like anybody in the world, and we have an objective we are fighting for. The war that have taken more than 40-something years is not a joke. We have lost a beloved one, and we would not wish to lose more. So it is our wish that war have to stop as it has stopped, and we will continue to make sure that all that is required of South Sudan and the entire leadership of the South and of this government to make sure that we don't revert back to war. But once you are left with no option, you are pressed against the hard wall where you have no option to escape it, you revert back to it, and we have to use the very Russian-made AK-47 for a better life of our people in South Sudan.